Hello, Pisces gang, Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. We are going to do a tarot reading for you today about love, dating, and romance. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. You may want to revisit them at a later date. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is, of course, optional advice and guidance. Did you see those pop out? I love that. So always trust your own intuition above all else. That being said, let's help you get some fun, insightful messages in your dating life. There's two hidden under there. Do that. Couple more cards here and we'll start. How you doing, Pisces? Hope you guys are well. Hope these messages find you well. All right, one more. Taking their time coming out here. Stuck. There we go. That one's popping. All right. Wheel of Fortune. Nice. A good way to end it. All right. Let's see. So we're going to start in the middle here. So you may be contemplating something with a Sagittarius, someone who you have had a long history with. For some of you, you may decide that someone who's been in the friend zone for, this feels like a long time. And I say that because of the Ten of Pentacles. It's like you guys have a history together. There may be some major decision you're making about a Sagittarius. It could be that you've been dating for a long time and you're contemplating if this is someone you want to move forward with in the relationship. Is it one for the history books? Some of you may be contemplating marriage with a Sagittarius. Again, others of you, there may be a Sagittarius who's been in and out of your life, even just in terms of friendship. It may have never been romantic. And for some of you, you may be contemplating if this is going to move in a direction where you want to start dating. And it feels like you both are kind of in the same spot, but you're very much in your head. You're both kind of like, I'm feeling this way and I'm not sure if the other person is. But it's almost like no one's come out and said it yet. But when judgment comes around, it does have to do with reflecting on our past and the idea of, it's Pluto energy. So letting go of the past and then transforming, the energy, the connection, what we have now, and transforming it into something new, breathing life back into it again. So it could be about getting passion back into your relationship. So let's see. Let's see. So then you have the Six of Swords. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, for some of you, it feels like it might not be moving fast enough, or you seem to be contemplating this more so, and it doesn't have to be a Sagittarius, but for a lot of you, there's a very strong message here about Sagittarius. It might involve a Virgo as well. You seem to be the one who's a little bit more apprehensive and sort of wanting to kind of pick through the details and like really, take time to sit with it and contemplate, like, is this the right move? Whether it's, breaking up or getting together or moving past the friend zone or, past friends with benefits, whatever it's been. Let's see. Six of Swords, though, says in the past anyway, like there was a good connection, like there was strong movement here together. And I mean, these two hands are embracing. So I like that very much. It does feel like this poor person, made an effort to court you and treat you right. And, they wanted to pull out all the stops, very, very Sagittarian. And bear in mind, guys, like this person may have Sag in their chart, even if their sun sign is something different. And then you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of like romance and swooning and courting. I know that's such like an old term expression, but that's what I'm getting. It's like they wanted to court you. They wanted to treat you right and make you feel special. I mean, I really like that energy. And then in terms of where it's progressing, yeah, you guys may have hit a roadblock. There could have been a job offer that took this person to a different place or a different city. There may have also been a connection with someone else that ultimately caused you guys to sort of break it off. Or again, maybe the friendship was just sort of at too much of a distance where you guys weren't seeing each other anymore. There could have been another person that came into this. Again, it may have to do with a work commitment or a Virgo. If you guys were dating casually, they may have decided to break it off with you and try it with someone else. Though the thing is, the energy here seems very like very into you, at least at first. So I'm wondering where that kind of trouble in paradise took place. And again, this may translate for those who are in a marriage or something. And then the Hanged Man. Yeah. So it's like some sort of situation or obstacle came into the mix where things were put on pause and things stopped progressing the way they were. It went from like fire energy, which is very swift and fast moving and again, swoony and, romantic and kind of, I'm wanting to say like larger than life, like it felt too good to be true because it's just everything kind of lined up, and then something happened and it was like came to a screeching halt, with the hangman. That's again kind of that Neptune energy. It can be kind of confusing, delays, like what's going on, where do we stand, or again like we're at a distance, how can we make this work? Even if there was a mutual desire to do it, there were obstacles that kind of came into this. Again, for a lot of you, it's like work stuff, work scenario. That could have been on your part too, Pisces. Feel free to reverse the message. I'm also getting a little bit of Scorpio vibes too. You could have been dealing with another Pisces, Scorpio, Sag, and Virgo. Those are the ones coming through the strongest. And then we may have something coming up with a Capricorn in the future. I'm not sure if that message is related though. So let's take a closer look. For some of you, you still have a photograph of you and this person that you look at very frequently. It could be something in a frame, like on your bureau. It could be, old wedding photos. It could be photos on your phone. You still look back to this and wonder if there's still a chance. I very much get the sense of that, Pisces. It's a very unusual devil card. Let's see. What is this saying here? So we go from the Queen of Wands to the Hangman to the Devil. Again, obstacles and restrictions. I guess with the Devil card, I always think fear is probably playing a factor in this. For some of you, you may be worried that this person has chosen someone else and that you no longer sort of are fit into the equation. Let's ask about that, because to be honest, I'm not certain. So if this person is with someone else currently and Pisces full on knows that, or they have suspicions of it, how does that bode for Pisces in the future connection with this person? I mean, the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles is very strong, but I'm wondering if it's expansion into something more solid, but I don't know if it's with you is what I'm saying. The King of Candles. All right. So I like this Queen of Candles because those are a match, but I'm wondering if, because this I read it sort of as past, present, and future in a couple different ways. I'm wondering if this Queen of Candles, the Queen of Wands, actually represents a different suitor that, again, like if distance came in this relationship, or emotional distance too, right? If things just kind of simmered down in terms of sort of the passion and the connection, and someone got wandering eyes, or again, a new person kind of presented in this equation that pulled them away from you. I'm wondering if this Ten of Pentacles ends up being that this person forms some sort of long-term connection with someone else. Any other clarification on that? The Tower. All right. I mean, honestly, I see this as a breakup, the Tower, because these two are not looking at each other per se, although this one is kind of glancing back, especially if this is more masculine, feminine energy. I feel like there may be a masculine energy that is liberated from something from their past. So if your person is currently with someone else, particularly a masculine energy, and I know I have people, out there who are dealing with, a feminine counterpart. I understand that. However, for those who, if the story is resonating for someone and your person has more masculine energy and masculine traits, I feel like there's going to be a situation where they're sort of brought back into a narrative with you, if you're willing to consider that. And I think that's where this judgment comes in of like, okay, we have this past, we have this history, something in the works has changed where they're freed up. Maybe that job lets them go. Maybe, they break up with their girlfriend or boyfriend or this or that, and they're presenting in your life again. And it's almost like, again, do we want to breathe back life into this? Do we want to revive this? Is there potential here? Or do you, for some of you, it feels sort of like the decision rests with you. And I'm sort of getting the impression that maybe you weren't the one to end the connection. You were the one who wanted to make it work, and this person chose another path. So when they come back to you, understandably, you have some hesitation because it's like, well, I saw potential in this when you didn't, and you chose to leave. So I definitely get that impression for sure. And then the Devil. Yeah, some of you feel like there's still negative energy surrounding this person coming back, and so that's also feeding into your hesitation. And also, again, that fear of like, well, if I let them back in my life, are they going to break my heart again? So all these are totally reasonable and valid things to think and be working through, but ultimately making decisions out of, a fear-based sort of assumption or possibility, that's when it's not so healthy. So that's where I think the universe is taking time to say, for a lot of you, someone from your past is likely coming back into the scenario, or again, making some sort of offer to you in a transformed way. Something about this maybe has changed. Maybe they're single, maybe they're looking to be more than a friend, something like that. And it goes immediately into the hangman energy. So the universe is saying, you don't need to rush this decision. Take your time and sit with it, because I have a feeling they make their intentions known. So again, like the ball's kind of in your court, and I hate to use a power play dynamic, right? But it's almost like the power rests with you to be the judge, right? To make the sort of the deciding factor on this. So with that, make sure, you are going through it, with a fine tooth comb, very like Virgo energy, right? And kind of considering, what would my life look like if I chose this path? What would what my life look like if I didn't, if I went down this path instead? And the thing is, we don't really know the answers, right? There's two people factoring into this equation. I do believe in like fate and destiny. And I mean, Pisces, you're extremely intuitive and extremely psychic when you are able to, vibe at that higher level. So again, I just want to underscore, make sure that you're not leaning into the fear of what could happen when you make your decision. Will Pisces give this person the benefit of the doubt? Because for some of you might be cross watchers wondering if your Pisces is going to take you back. Let's see. The Hermit. Interesting. It goes from the Devil to the Hermit. So I think, again, for a lot of you, it's underscoring the idea of this is going to take some time. This isn't a decision that this person is going to make overnight, or I would even say over a few weeks. This feels like maybe some of you choose to meet up again and kind of take it slow and see if there's still a connection, see if there's a friendship. But, Earth energy, it's the slowest moving energy. And to be honest, guys, I actually like this. Because it doesn't seem like someone is thinking with their heart and not their head. I think they're contemplating both and putting both into the equation. And it's setting this up for more success than just jumping in and being like, great, my person is back. This is going to be wonderful. Because, if that was the case, I get that life is complicated, but there was some sort of disagreement or different points of view where things severed in a weird direction and you guys just weren't on the same page about things. And so it's just not as easy as we're back together. Great. Like I'm hearing the words like stitching and mending and sewing. Like we have to repair this. It's not just like everything is sunshine and rainbows immediately. For others of you, it's possible that you have a person from your past coming back, but at the same time, you may have another offer coming in that's from a completely different person. That could be from a Capricorn or a Virgo. In terms of the strength of this new relationship, again, distance for some of you may still pose a not a threat, I hate to say that, but a challenge. It could be that this person is in a new city with their new job or whatever, and they message you like, hey, like I still think about you and I want to be together. And again, it might be more simplistic in terms of you guys both feel the same, but that obstacle is still kind of there. There's still issues and challenges to work through. So some of you may end up visiting this person, taking some sort of journey to, again, see if there's still chemistry or to see if the friendship is still strong enough and possibly pursue more. If there's a new relationship coming in, it looks like a lot of Earth energy is presenting. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. More so Capricorn and Taurus, but you know. And then let's see, the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. Okay, so I actually like that. I like that quite a bit. There's a new connection that makes you feel equally, if not more, seen and important and nurtured. With the Six of Wands, I hesitate to say it because it can be unhealthy if it's too much, but I do sort of like the idea of, this person puts you on a pedestal. And I don't mean that they think you're absolutely perfect and you're the end all be all. When I say that, and I know that's sort of what that term means, when I say that, I mean that more in terms of like, wow, like this person meets you and they're like so in awe of you that they're just like, this is, someone who I want to connect with. This is someone I want in my life because, I feel inspired by them. There's qualities in them that either I see in myself or want to manifest in myself, and like being around them feels so good that it feels like there's just this, they're operating on like a higher level, and like I want to do that. I want to be part of that. That's sort of what I mean by that. And I don't mean that in terms of like obsessive, unhealthy energy, because anything in an extreme can be bad or negative. But I don't know, with the six of wands, it feels like again, it's a card of victory. So a new connection with an earth sign, you may choose to go down that road. Your earth sign may be a little, I'm just in terms of qualities and things, confirmations you guys might need. Your earth sign might be a little bit cocky. They might be a little bit old school and traditional compared to what you're looking for or what you thought you were looking for. But I think some of you are going to consider it. Others of you may have multiple people vying for your attention. You may have someone from the past. You may have a couple new suitors. Maybe you're connecting with people on dating apps, or, somebody at work asked you out or this or that. Some of you are just like, I'm content. Like, I'm going to wait till I really feel that electric vibe with someone. I'm not just going to settle for any old offer. Because I will say, for some of you, in your past, there was someone who pulled out all the stops. And so interestingly enough, there may be someone from your past who you used to put on a pedestal in a way where it was like, that's what I want. That's how I want to be treated. That's how I picture my love life. And I'm not saying you need to give up on that hope or that dream or that wish, but it may come in the form of someone else. So I like it in that the universe sort of showed you via another person a lot to do with self-respect and how you should be treated in a relationship, and to a certain degree, some sort of expectations in terms of again, your value, your self-worth, equal give and take, kind of like standards for what you're willing to accept in a relationship. So now that you're aware of that, you may have other connections coming through that I'm not saying they're bad. Some of them are kind of like, okay, or, maybe considering them. And for some of you, you're at a point where where you're just like, I think I can do better. So I'm going to keep looking. And you seem very confident in that. So, do with that what you will. There's a couple different storylines coming through, but, I don't think there's going to be a lack of connection in the coming months. If anything, I think you're going to have options. If distance is a factor, I do think that is going to change if you guys are both willing to pursue a connection, like a long distance relationship. There may be more opportunity to bring this closer together in the future, but I don't see that happening immediately. And then, okay, yeah. For some of you, it's like there's too many loose ends and too many details for you to figure out right now. So again, with Hanged Man energy, universe is saying you don't need to make a snap decision on this. Hop on a Skype call, meet up with your person, have like a coffee date on, via online or something like that to see if there's chemistry and that natural rapport. If you guys end up calling each other several times a week and then, meeting up for Zoom or coffee dates or whatever it is you can, then yeah, maybe there's potential to go and visit it. But it's like some of you, it feels like you need to reach this final answer or have this sort of epiphany, and it seems like you're trying to rush the timeline because you just want to give them a straight answer. And the thing is, you can give them an answer of I don't know. Like, that is a complete sentence, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not interested, but again, let them in on where you're at in terms of like, I'm not willing to give this the yes or the no yet. I just like, let's feel it out and see what happens. That's the best advice I can give you here, no matter what connection you end up choosing to pursue. I also see something with an Aries that may factor into this as well. So, all right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. Overall, this seems like a pretty cool spread, though. It seems like you have options and decisions to make. So, enjoy it. Enjoy, especially Scorpio season, right? That another watery energy. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very soon for more tarot.